off-key.
All right.
Harmonic balls.
That's great. Harmonic
I blew out
balls.
my mic in on too.
Put them in your mouth. Yeah, I definitely ready for that. Put them in your mouth. All right. Welcome to another Random Rolls podcast, where a filthy crew of animals get together and put balls in their mouths.
Blah, 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 blah.
No.
Put them in your mouth and suck them.
Yeah, well, we don't. Well, some might. I don't know. Do what you guys want, but we're here to play some tabletop roleplay games. Every month or so, we'll showcase
Wait,
a different tabletop.
We're not here for balls?
God damn it. We're here to play tabletop role-playing games, Randy. Put balls in your mouth when we're not playing.
Okay.
Or, yeah, it'd be hard to record if you had balls in your
You
mouth
got
right
it,
now.
El
So,
Capitan.
so
It
yeah.
just takes practice to talk to balls in your mouth like this.
That's,
Practice.
That was good role-playing.
Thank you. Do I get a noble?
No.
Boo. Man. How? But I just had your balls in my mouth. Come on.
No, you didn't. We're playing remotely.
How do you know?
So, I mean...
Acting.
Speaking of acting, we're terrible at it. We're not really here to say that we're good at it or otherwise. We're just here to shamelessly play Pathfinder 2nd Edition and talk about the top tier shit, dick, and butts. Top tier. Balls in your mouth, balls in people's mouths, balls in butts. Balls. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
Completely
you
ruined my
kind of
script.
got off the rails there,
God
too,
damn
bud.
it!
I know, right?
Balls
right?
can't be
It's
a
okay.
Did you hear about Robert? He had a
That's-
mental.
Come on, yes, and.
Start foaming at the mouth.
It's all good though, because we're playing make believe, and anything can happen, including.
That's not foam.
It's not foam.
In
Well,
the world
it could be a type of foam.
imagination.
right?
It is frothy.
If you gurgle it enough, I've seen videos. It can get pretty frothy. Put that on top of your favorite smoothie.
I'm pretty sure I have no idea what
Enjoy.
you're talking about. So maybe you, I don't know,
Yeah.
spread some links around. I don't know.
Sure, just for research, of course. God damn it! I don't know how much of this I'm going to keep in.
Yeah, I know, right? Probably not good to keep any
Keep it
of
for
that.
the after dark episode.
Oh fuck! All right. Anyways, god damn it.
Do you want us to count over?
No,
you want us to
no.
count over?
No,
Good.
don't worry about it. It's all good. I'll keep some of that.
All right.
But
Just intro, restart, take two.
Balls.
speaking of balls, we've teamed up with the ballsiest dice shop around, Dice Legion, dicelegion.com. Check them out. They're our preferred internet shop for our inner dice goblin. From acrylic, resin, metal, and all dice goblin accessories. If you use the coupon code DeathDreams, you'll get 10% off your entire checkout. And you can do that every time you check out. So, do that. It'll let them know that we sent you, and we'll get some shekels thrown our way to keep this podcast going.
Is it true that their dice are cream filled?
They might have some cream-filled dice.
Okay. They will after I'm done with them.
Well, any dice could be cream filled if you try hard enough.
Anything can be cream-filled if you
Just believe.
try hard. Just believe. Put some hip thrusts into it, and you can cream fill anything you want. All right.
Oh, it is, man.
Yeah, this is
Wow, I was just talking about with a fucking pastry tool, but you're all like, man, penises. Okay.
Is that what you call your dick?
Yes.
No.
All right.
Let's not go down this ball road again.
Speaking of ball roads, we are
No, I think we're coming up the shaft at
the
this
first
point.
official podcast, actual play podcast, to be sponsored by Fleshlight. So congratulations.
I did not see
No,
that.
I'm just kidding. I wish.
Do you?
I mean, why not?
Can you
Yeah, sure. It's
imagine
probably some
the,
pretty
the
good money.
actual fan base of
Good
Flashlight?
money.
AdamandEve.com.
Right?
Dude, they'll sponsor anything.
Pretty much.
Yeah, maybe I should
Right.
reach out to them.
Please do.
But
I'd love a
I'm
60%
your,
discount.
I'm your Creamfield Game Master, Robert, and I'm here to run this filthy crew of animals through a game. an adventure even called Age of Worms. It is a 3rd edition adventure path written in the Dungeon magazines, the Dungeon and Dragon magazines. I had a whole collection of them as I was growing up, and I think I said it last time. My mom ended up throwing my entire collection away along with a slew of comics while I was away at college because she had no idea how much they meant to me. And amongst those Dungeon and Dragon magazines was this campaign setting, Adventure Path of Age of Worms. And I've always wanted to run it, so I decided to use this as an excuse to do that. And we're doing it within the Pathfinder 2nd edition rule set, because why the fuck not? I like Pathfinder, I like 1st edition, and I like 2nd edition. I don't play enough 2nd edition, so here we are. A little preface for this is that the player characters here are dual classed, because this is touted as one of the most dangerous adventures that any PCs can run through. And it being 2nd edition, it's a pretty deadly game in and of itself. So I figured why not give them a little bit more of a chance to survive. So dual classing, I've read, is the way to go. And there's some specific rules to it in the Game Mastery Guide available at paizo.com or at your local game store. So support them. Support Paizo. I love the work that Paizo does. I've been a long-time fan. And I think a lot of us here are, especially 2 out of 3 of the 4 players here. Should probably let them introduce themselves. So I'll just call one of you out. Just state your name. Let's do a little bit of your character introduction too, but let's not get into descriptions. Just do who you are, who you're playing, their ancestry, background, classes, and then kick it to whoever you want after that. So I'll just start with, let's go to Brian.
Ooh, okay. Alright, give me a sec here.
He was not prepared.
5-point penalty for Gryffindor.
What? What's a Gryffindor?
About 5 gold.
You're not ready.
Hello, I'm Brian. I am playing the half-orc, Rognag. He is a sorcerer fighter, wearing heavy armor and slinging spells and swinging a big-ass great maul. Alright, let me kick it to Randy.
What up? It's Randy up in the house, and I am playing Cosimo, and he is a human, and he is a ranger and a rogue, and he'll be hanging out with his little buddy Festus, his friendly furry little badger, and should get interesting. We'll see what Festus can do. Kick it over to JC. What's up?
What's up? This is Jason. I'm playing Mr. Willowsby. He is a human toy maker who sort of tumbled into a summoner witch status. He has a familiar named the Raven, who is a raven, and he has an eidolon who he has been afraid to ask its name, so he just calls it No Name. That's a psychopomp eidolon. And I'm gonna toss it over to Dylan.
All right. What's up, everyone? I'm Dylan, and I'm playing Kelder Wren, a human half-elf, who is a cleric ranger combo. If I were to pick an actor to portray Kay, it would be Simon Baker, who's an Australian actor who was in The Mentalist, an old TV show.
I love that guy.
And The Devil Wears Prada, to name a couple.
The character art is really good, man.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't.
It's actually pretty
That
close.
is really close.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, I love it.
I googled Australian actors and was like, this is probably the best one. I have to do it.
Wow.
So yeah, that is me.
Yeah.
'Tis I.
Awesome.
Yeah, if we're doing that,
Awesome
Rognag is a young
sauce.
Channing Tatum.
Nice. All right.
Handsome as fuck, this half-orc is.
He's got a high charisma, what can I say?
You guys wanna throw some would-be actors as your characters too, or no? Jason or Randy? If not, it's cool.
Mine would be like a young De Niro
Nice.
with like dirty blonde hair.
Ooh,
I can see that.
nice.
I like it.
And mine would be Anthony Hopkins.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Boy. All right, cool.
Not a young Anthony Hopkins, like Westworld era
Ooh,
Anthony Hopkins.
even better.
So. Mhm.
Somehow creepier
Yeah.
in that than he was in Silence of the Lambs.
I love my robots.
That's fucking funny. Okay, all right. So thank you for your brief introductions, and just to let the audience know, and you guys also, because this was a kind of plug and play adventure path or campaign setting, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. We're playing in the world of Galarian, so that's set in the Pathfinder universe, and I've decided to kind of plop us down in the kingdom of Brevoy. I don't really know a lot about Brevoy, but it seems to fit the setting a bit.
Okay.
It's a pretty contested land.
The entire Kingsmaker campaign takes place around there.
Yeah, the Kingmaker campaign takes place just south of that, throughout the river
Works with them,
kingdoms
but
and the stolen lands. Yeah. So Brevoy actually sent. I think they were looking for people to take over the stolen lands to be able to, envoy with them and create an alliance out of a turbulent land that was just run over with brigands and monsters, and whoever was able to clear it out.
Running a
essentially
campaign
be
of
an
that
ally.
right now, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's I played through that on Owlcat Games.
The video game one?
PC,
Yeah.
the CRPG.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
It's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, so that's where we are, just north of the Stolen Lands, north of the River Kingdoms, if you're at all familiar with the world of Galarian. But yeah, so that's where we're at. The Free City is mentioned a lot in this adventure path, and that's the closest metropolis, and it is also the capital of Brevoy. And we're starting off in a small, very shitty mining town called Diamond Lake. That is where all of our characters are from or have resided for some amount of time. Diamond Lake is, let's say, shitty. It's pretty fucking shitty. It's a cesspool of depravity, where the morally corrupt are pretty common, and the good or well-to-do just don't. It's not a very nice place.
Sounds like some kind of hive.
Oh yeah? What kind of hive would you say?
Kind of scummy, maybe villainy-esque.
You would not be wrong. Diamond Lake nestles in the rocky crags of the Cairn Hills. It's about a 3 days journey east of New Stetsvin, the capital of Brevoy. Iron and silver from Diamond Lake's mines fuel the capital's markets and support its soldiers and nobles with raw materials necessary for weapons and finery. This trade draws hundreds of skilled and unskilled laborers and artisans, all hoping to strike it rich. In ages past, Diamond Lake was boasted as an export more valuable than metal in the form of treasure, liberated from the numerous tombs and burial cairns crowding the hills around the town. These remnants of a half-dozen long-dead cultures commanded scandalous prices from New Stetsvin, whose insatiable covetousness triggered a boom in the local economy. These days, only a handful of treasure seekers visit the town, and few return to New Stetsvin with anything more valuable than wall rubbings or an ancient tool fragment. Most of Diamond Lake's inhabitants are miners and laborers, serious folk who spend most of their lives toiling below ground. When not working, the miners celebrate along the Vein, a seedy road lined with alehouses and brothels. Overall, the village is a sooty, sullen place, prone to unpleasant bursts of violence and passion. But Diamond Lake still holds opportunities for adventure. For the uplands on the lakeside opposite of the village are rife with ancient tombs and treasures undiscovered. And with that, we'll go ahead and jump to you guys with a little bit of a preface. So every week or so, the mines are emptied out with all the miners and laborers having to do with that work. The entire area is surrounded by these mines, and there's 6 different mine managers, all trying to vie for increasing their boundaries or command over the other mines. And your character may or may not work for them, or they may work somewhere on the surface. So let's just say that after every week or so, that the mines kind of empty of all the laborers and miners, and they spend what menial gains during that work week out on the surface. It's either spent at those ale houses or brothels along the vein. Where would your character be the morning of that release? This flood of laborers are headed out to spend their meager earnings for the rest of the week. So they have a week in and they have a week out. Is kind of the work schedule. Let's start with Rognag. Where's Rognag at after a long week in preparation for the release of the miners?
Yeah, well, based on his work, probably most of his downtime is during the week that the miners are working, I would imagine, because he's working at the general store. So, probably the early of the week is cleaning up the store after the last week's rush of sales, and then midweek, maybe a day or two off, and then at the last couple days of the week, gearing up for the next onrush of workers coming in, getting new equipment. So they're getting probably like candles and lantern stuff, light sources of all kinds, ready to go. Maybe new excavating equipment or mining equipment pulled out to the forefront so people can kind of get to that more. And then during the week that they come out, getting ready to just, help around the shop, taking orders and fulfilling them for the customers.
Cool. So, let's have a little scene here between you and some of the company of one of the mine managers. Are you at the shop right now?
Likely, yeah.
Okay. Where are you at in the shop?
Oh, probably on the floor. I'm assuming the store front is like the people come in, they like give a list of orders of what they want, and then a clerk goes and gets it all together for them, kind of the traditional style.
Okay, sure.
So
yeah, that
probably
works.
waiting to take orders at the front, or to assist bringing heavier things up for other clerks. Maybe he's not the salesperson and he's not going to upsell. Maybe he's just the gopher. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the shop owner tagging your what would you call tagging? Tagging's under the general store. That's right on the vein.
Guardian, but not father.
Guardian, but not father. Okay, so at the center of town, there's a huge square, and the square kind of cuts the main road that is called the vein in half. And in this main square, there are a handful of shops that are frequented, and Taggins General Store is one of them. And you are his gopher. You're the guy that gets the stuff, moves the stuff, and you're the strong half-orc muscle for him and his family. Taggin has a wife, no kids. I believe you could be his only adopted protege? No, I don't know.
Maybe someday
he would call you. Maybe if you wanted to take over the shop.
Maybe, I don't know if Taggin wants that, but I don't think Rognak wants that.
Yeah, well, we can see how that plays out.
Yeah, the initial feelings. Yeah.
Also, Diamond Lake is almost 90% a human town, and they happen to be just a few day's travel away from a hostile orc tribe to the southeast, but you can still feel the gruffness, the bristling attitude towards you, as you are one of the few half-orc that reside within Diamond Lake. There's only one other half-orc that you know of, and he works for Balabar Smenk as one of his henchmen.
That's my boy.
You've crossed paths with him without a doubt. Not sure how you feel about him, but he could give two shits less about you, and you know that.
Oh, probably. I'm not going to bother him. He's not going to bother me. Kind of mentality. Then,
Yeah.
like I've seen him. I know his name. I know where he works, who he works for, what he does, and possibly even what he actually does. And then, but at the same time, not my pig, not my farm.
Right. Okay. So let's just say that as you guys are kind of preparing to shop for, actually, you know what? Maybe because it's the end of the work week and the mines are emptying, that there may not be a lot of work for you right now. At the end of the off week, that's probably when you'll start gearing up. You may not have a lot of business towards the end of the work week, as a lot of the laborers will end up spending a lot of their goods on ales and prostitutes.
Gotcha.
So perhaps instead you guys are I don't know, reorganizing your shelves, preparing to fill them. Maybe he's getting you to take some stock out from storage.
Okay.
As you're doing that, you're kind of moving things from the back of the shop to the front. Let's say that an old friend of yours walks in. Dylan, what does Kay look like? And after you describe Kay, let's hear a little bit more about what Brognak looks like. Also, kind of just a head to toe description.
All right, yeah. Kay walks in, anticipating the lift coming up out of the mines and the town filling with its inhabitants once again. Kay comes in to try and do his work of getting people to leave this fucking place. So he walks into the shop to meet Brognak, his old pal, his old drinking buddy, and he is average height, 5'10" to 6 feet tall, not very out of the ordinary. Longer hair, but not shoulder length, with a close cropped beard that's gotten a little out of hand. He tries to maintain it, but it's a little longer than it normally is. Streaks of gray, kind of a silver fox. He's a little bit older, but luckily his half-elf side has kept some good color in his hair. He is wearing a lot of green leather, green comma leather, not green leather. Has a bow strung over his back and a kukri at his hip. Long cloak, ranging gear. That's pretty much it. He walks up, and what does he see?
Oh yes. So, I mean, he's pretty tall. He's like 6'9" to 6'10", depending on which convenience store he's leaving out
shit.
of. Yeah, kind of an olive green skin color. Not like greenish. I think the token. I think I went a little too dark on it, but kind of a greenish brown buzz cut hair, because it's easier to maintain. Because waking up with a buzz means never having to comb your hair. Right? Probably at this point, just kind of wearing work clothes, basic homespun cloth shirts and pants to like something he can move around in easily and get sweaty and dirty in, and then maybe an apron that's also dirty and sweat ridden from all the lifting and moving. Channing Tatum-esque features, but with slight spiky teeth coming out from his lower jaw. They don't seem to hinder his speech. He speaks very clearly, human-like, but physically imposing, but seems like he doesn't want to be all the time. Happy to see his friend Kay come walking in, though.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Kay. It's good to see you after such a long day.
Oh, Rognag. Has it been? Been busy in the shop?
They want the heavy thing. I pick up the heavy thing. I put it down over there on the cart.
Always.
He's a good job. How you been?
Yeah, it seems like you've been liking it.
I've been doing it for a long time, yes. Your day was, well fortuned.
There's quite a few shops out of this hellhole you might find more to your liking later on. Just keep it in the back of your mind. He's always trying to get you to not work here.
Really believes in him, wants to see him succeed in his own business or something.
He does, but somewhere else.
Yeah. Maybe his dream sometime. But he opened up little curio shop by a river. Something quiet and simple.
Can make it happen.
Fresh air is good.
One day.
It's for body, and he slaps his chest with his full fist, and you hear like the sound of someone hitting a timpani.
Boom, boom.
Boom. Kay looks around like, what a weird phenomenon.
So to kind of give you an idea of what the shop looks like also, it is filled to the brim with mining equipment. There are candles galore, there are pickaxes, there are shovels, there's miners' outfits, overalls, coveralls, hundreds upon hundreds of pairs of boots, barrels and crates, wheelbarrows, ropes, pulleys, all kinds of everything that you would need to be able to successfully mine the earth. Not a lot of adventuring gear, but there are lanterns, there's even caged canaries, all kinds of stuff like that. Breathing masks, even miners' hats, smelting salts, hammers. When you walk in, all the canaries kind of start chirping and seem excited to see you. Some of them you may recognize. A lot of them you don't. Over the years, Taggin has gotten good at breeding them. Unfortunately. Breeding them out of necessity, but any basic gear you can purchase here, if at all needed, unless you're prepared already for what may or may not lay ahead. You don't know. But from the back, you hear out, "Rognag, is that a customer?"
Yes, they're just looking for some.
A canary. I'm here for a
He's
canary.
looking for a new canary. You know, cheap.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get it for cheap.
Slaps you on the back, but like a little too hard.
Stop talking to him and move the barrel of the diamond water from the back, please.
Yes, Targan, I lift the thing up, I put it down over other thing. It's good job. Talk to you later, Kay. Maybe we get drink it, dog.
Yeah, hopefully quite soon. I'm getting quite thirsty.
Yeah, looks.
Especially listening to this guy.
Yeah, we'll be done real soon. I just got to move some more heavy things. Got to lift the things up here, over here. Got to put them down over there. It's a good job.
As Rognag moves to the back, you see Taggin move out to the front. He's a bit disheveled, tired, bleary-eyed. Looks like he just woke up. But then he comes out and greets you and he sees you, kind of gives you the squinty eyes, and he says, "What do you want here, Kay? You want a canary? I don't think you want canary."
Nah, you caught me. Just trying to distract your best lifter. Best lifter? God, that's a tongue twister in that accent. Your best lifter. Anyway, I know he's strong, so what's the diamond water? It's not something I've heard you talk about before, yeah?
You all would know.
Or maybe I have. I don't know.
So Taggin provides the lake with his own combination of Diamond Lake water.
Oh, gotcha.
With other things, we'll just say. It's an herbal remedy made from local vegetation and salts from the mines. And everybody knows that Diamond Lake's water is tainted due to the fact that all the runoff from the mines kind of have hit the lake. And it used to be a decent fishing town, but not so much anymore. The water's been completely tainted. You've probably had some of the diamond water, all of you, maybe. But upon imbibing a flask of it, you feel sick immediately, and then you feel better. Essentially, what happens is that you lose, you take some ability score damage.
Shit. Okay.
And then 24 hours after that, it's healed, along with some hit point damage. And
Okay. Interesting.
yeah. It makes you sick before it makes you feel better.
Okay.
But you're usually out for a day if you drink it.
Got it. And he's a human, tagging?
Yes, yeah,
Got
he's
it.
a human.
Well, yeah, Kay doesn't really want to hang around and just shoot the shit with this guy because he's kind of seems like he's all business. So, if the lifts haven't come up, I think Kay would wander out and give a nod to Taggin and say, "Well, see you later," and walk out and go wait for the lifts to come up to meet the other friends.
Okay.
Kind of just
We'll say
walk around town and take in the silence before all hell breaks loose and everybody's trying to get drunk and get their junk wet.
sounds good.
It's not a pretty town, but he enjoys it when it's quiet.
All right. So the closest mine is the Deep Spike mine, and that is to the west, I think.
Well, whichever... I'm assuming he would know which mine his Cosimo and Mr. Willowsby would be coming out of. Whether that be the same or different, he would be used to the schedules and which ones they'd be coming out of. Again, he doesn't hang out in town during the down week when everybody's in the mine, but he comes back during the up week when people are around.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm sure he's used to that scheduling.
You're making your way towards one of the mines one of the Smank mines.
Perfect.
And Cosimo is already there. He's set up right outside of the mine's elevators or lifts. And typically, what happens is when the miners come out, they kind of queue up, and Cosimo will give them their pay.
That's right.
Cosimo, let's go to you. Give us a little bit of a head-to-toe description and how you're preparing for the lifts to come up and release, vomit out the laborers for the week.
Yeah, so Cosimo's got kind of like slick back, dirty blonde hair, kind of like in his 30s. Looks pretty clean, like got leather armor, but it's sort of over like a nice tunic. And pretty clean looking guy except for a couple of facial scars. Not sure if he got into a fight or if he got into an accident or something, but that's sort of his appearance, rough in the face, sort of pointed features. And he'd probably be kind of like bossing around one or two guys, like trying to get prepared for getting them stacks of money and the ledger for who gets paid what and those sort of things, kind of doing some managerial things to prepare for the wave of miners coming up. Wants to make sure everything's ready and gonna run smoothly. And
while you're usually setting up to make this payout, you're surrounded by Smank's henchmen. That is a half-orc, an albino half-orc named Cullen.
Albino.
He's very rough around the edges. He's got pointed canines, and he's got a scar across his eye and a very specific tattoo, or yeah, we'll call it a tattoo. He's got a very specific tattoo on his forehead. It looks like a 7 and then some like a couple of hash marks and an apostrophe. But it's a tattoo that represents his loyalty to Balabar Smank. And there are at least half dozen others with that same tattoo. But only Smank's most trusted or loyal henchmen get that tattoo.
Is it always on the forehead?
Not always, no. Some he's the only one that requested that tattoo for his forehead. All the others kind of have it in places where they can cover it up with clothing, easily covered up.
Got that Gucci man face.
But yeah, he definitely has
What a fanatic.
a huge underbite, bald-headed, no beard. He's got a very strong double chin and an even stronger jaw, deep red eyes, furrowed brow. He always looks grumpy. Slightly pointed ears, and they are also pierced with several gold rings. He does not like to play around, and he's known for his don't play attitude. He does not joke around. He takes everything pretty fucking serious, and he's quick to fight.
Jeez, what a fucking square.
If you've seen him headbutt somebody for looking at him wrong, so even just a joking remark may draw the ire of this half orc named Cullen. But yeah, so he's there, kind of keeping an eye on things, but he's giving you enough space, and you see his group giving you space as well, so that way you can get the job done. But they're there to protect Smenk's assets. That includes you.
Nice. Glad he's on my side.
He doesn't really talk to you much. He just knows that you work for his boss. So, yeah. So you're getting up, you're getting prepared for the lifts to come up, and you see your friend walk up.
I'll be kind of like directing somebody and like, hey, get the ledger. You know what I'm talking about. Get the ledger. Hey, Kay, how you doing?
Hey, shit.
It's still my accent, okay?
I'm just playing around. Anyway, I see you busy.
Poking fun at me. I know how it is.
Nah. Anyway, I can see. Shit, I'm such an accent chameleon.
No, you're code switching, man. You're just code switching. You're there with your friend.
Well, I can tell you're quite busy around here, so I'll see you when you're finished up. I don't want to. He kind of side eyes at Cullen, and it's like, I don't want to be in the way. So he walks around, finds a little bench or leans up against a post, an overhang post, and pulls out his kukri and a little brick of wood and starts to kind of whittle around as he continues to watch. He doesn't want to get too involved with this and cause a scene or get in the way. He's seen Cullen do some shit, so.
All right, Kay, I'll catch up with you.
And he just kind of nods. I think he's a little afraid of Cullen.
I would be too.
Yeah. The tattoo on the forehead is such a fanatical decision that it's a little too much.
Yeah. So the first hour of the lifts raising and the mines spewing out the laborers is it's chaotic, but there is order to it. Everybody kind of has their deal. They all go and they collect their pay, and then they go about their way. Majority of the people immediately head towards the square in the vein. Those that have a taste for a finer establishment will go to the Emporium, and those without would likely go to the Feral Dog. The other more reasonable folks will just return to their homes and take care of their families, but those are few and far between. So we'll say that the work takes a couple hours. You're paying the last bits of the Smenk crew, and the square, the town square is filled and brimming. You can hear a raucous already. After a couple hours, people are already into their cups, and the night has started before it's fallen. And you guys start to make your way towards the Feral Dog. As you do, you have Cosimo, Smenk's other staff pack up everything for you. You don't deal with that. You're too high up for that. You're just the bookkeeper. You don't deal with the labor side of things. Cullen doesn't either. He just makes sure that everybody does their job. But he also frequents the feral dog along with a lot of Smank's crew. They're there every night, and they're usually there until the early morning, walking out in a very drunken stupor. Much to the chagrin of... What the hell is your character's name, Dylan? Kay?
Okay. Yes.
Much to the chagrin of Kay, he is aware of there being a dog fighting ring at the basement of the feral dog. So it's basically 2 floors. The first floor is just a tap room. There's a few offices and storage and a kitchen. They serve food. And the second floor is where all of the action kind of takes place. Smank's men and even Smank himself would deal in the second floor. He would hold meetings there on occasion, but you would typically find him at the Emporium. So let's just cut to your guys' regular table at the feral dog. We'll say due to Mr. Willowsby's work, he's been quite busy cleaning up and dealing with all of that, but you all are friends and local to the town, and you wait for your old man friend Mr. Willowsby to end his shift and join you guys at your table. So we'll say that it's probably close to midnight, so the entire town is still partying hard, and Mr. Willowsby comes walking into the feral dog. You guys are in the tap room at your regular table. Occasionally, amidst the cheering and chatter, you'll hear dogs barking echoing from the basement floor, and cries of cheering or booing happening, echoing up from the second floor or from the basement floor. What does Mr. Willowsby look like?
So Mr. Willowsby is an old man. He's in his late 40s, early 50s. His hair is graying. It's turning from the brownish red that it once was, and it's turned more like a steel rust color. It's wavy and comes down past his ears. He has a set of small round spectacles on an otherwise gaunt and slim face. And he walks with a little bit of a limp as he's coming into the room. He's wearing a stark white shirt over a leather vest and a pair of sensible pants. He's got a big book that he normally carries with him when he's off, because he does love writing in it and reading the things that he's written in the past. And he goes up and sees his friends and makes eye contact, nods, and starts weaving his way through the tavern to their table.
Oh, old man, good to see you.
Yes, gentlemen. So nice to be off work. I can get used to the texture, but never the smell.
You could say that about some of the women this guy goes after, and he points at Kay.
Kay blushes, not really knowing what to say. He takes the joke, laughs, and slides a pint, or whatever Willowby's favorite drink would be, we would know, and we would have one waiting for him.
He takes it. It's just house mead, nothing fancy, nothing expensive. He says, thank you.
Enjoy, drink up. You deserve it.
Yes.
He seems like a really nice guy.
It's just so nice to have people that are so warm and accepting again. Oh, that reminds me, I finished your gifts. And he rummages through a pocket and pulls out a vial for each of his companions.
Oh my, I thought you had forgotten. This is great.
Amazing.
You started these 4 days ago? I thought that you were pulling our leg.
No, I work diligently. you know what they say, slow and steady wins the race, and
Yeah.
I need to make sure that we can all continue to be slow and steady through the next few days, because friends, I have overheard things of interest.
Oh, gonna lean in real close. What? Gossip?
Yeah. Spill it, mate.
Spill the fucking tea. You know we like the tea.
Yeah, we all huddle in.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Yes. So I've heard that a trio of adventurers hailing out of New Stetsford have either found or are seeking fortune in one of the many khans in the hinterlands abound. I know that they've been to a place called Sturge Nest Khan, or maybe they're looking for it. Conflicting rumors set amongst cries of ecstasy in the Emporium. You know how it is. But I do know that Sturge Nest has been avoided by locals and historians due to the sturge infestation. Gentlemen, I don't find any maps or anything around about it. I believe this is an unexplored place, and there may be something of value there.
Just then,
Oh shit. Okay.
the door to the feral dog swings open, and you see a trio. They walk in quite triumphantly. You see a very stout, thick-muscled human with blonde hair. It's basically got a crew cut, slick back crew cut, very muscled. All he's wearing is breastplate and a metal codpiece with a lion engraved on the front.
That's it?
Oh my.
And he's got a flowing red robe. He walks in very confidently. He is
I am
the
blushing.
most handsome man you've ever seen grace the feral dog before. Also, keep in mind that the feral dog is filled with miners, so there is soot and dirt, and everybody's covered in it. So they are a beacon of cleanliness compared to everything else around them.
This guy's wearing a frickin' banana hammock over here.
It's a metal
He's
one. at
awfully
that.
full of himself. Looks like Burt Reynolds or something.
Looks quite generous as well.
Quite full, yes.
He kind of walks in, eyeballs the room. He's also got a huge sword across his back.
Okay.
Wearing
Sword.
a he's got red gloves and he's got very heavy metal looking van-braces across the gloves.
But like Mercury?
Sure.
Just do a joke. Don't worry about it.
After him walks a very lithe-looking elf. She's wearing just a red top, black leather pants that are very tight, and just very simple knee-high boots. Across her back is a longbow. She also has a sheath blade at her hip and arrows on her back. Brown hair. She looks very smirkish as she walks in. She has a dark blue cloak across her back as she walks in, smiling. And then finally behind her you see a grumpy looking older man. He's got a heavy widow's peak, short black hair that kind of just, it's windswept towards the back, so kind of pointy, and very sharp nose, thick black eyebrows that are peppered with white, and a mustached goatee that goes down to his collarbone. He's adorned with a dark red robe with gold trim, and on the gold trim it's got black runes etched into it. The robe is clasped together by some kind of red ruby. But he doesn't seem to have any kind of weaponry on him, though he is heavily robed. They walk in, and you all immediately assume that this is the trio of adventurers. It looks like the blonde-haired man with the large sword on his back is also hauling a huge bag of trinkets. As he walks past your table, not even giving you guys a glance, you hear the sound of knickknacks clattering against each other.
Cosimo's eyes get real bright, like knowing.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Just knowing that he might have some treasures. He's just kind of focused on that.
Yes, and you do see that there are some nicks and that he's bandaged up, as well as the elven bow woman. She's kind of bandaged up as well, but they seem to be carrying themselves quite well, and they're quite happy. They approach the bar of the feral dog. The blonde-haired man tosses down a few gold pieces, and then leans in and tells the barkeep something you can't make out. And then the barkeep's eyes go wide, and he yells out, "Drinks for everybody!" And then the crowd erupts.
Rhubarb.
Hurrah! After they grab their drinks, they find a corner to sit down in. Some people offer them their seats, and they happily oblige. As they sit down at a corner table, just at an earshot of you all, it seems like the muscly, blonde-haired man is beginning to pull out some trinkets and knickknacks, and are kind of going through what they've found.
Hey, Willisby, that the guys you were just telling us about?
Oh, yes. That is them. You know, the gnomes have a word for men like that. They call them zaddies.
Kind of sick fucking...
He's right.
Mm-hmm.
He's right, though. I'll speak Gnomish. I've heard it before. It's a little weird. You kind of get used to the gnomes, but...
Oh, yes.
I've heard word before, but never knew context.
Now you know.
So a daddy is just someone with lots of shiny bubble?
Yeah, just take your own meaning, I guess.
Oh,
Yes.
maybe I become daddy soon.
No. See,
Bobble Daddy over here.
Exactly, yes. Bobble Daddy. That is the way. Because look at him. Look at all that wonderful, wonderful wealth. And that just sharing it all with the world, spreading it like seed over so many rows of... Oh, I have to go to the bathroom. Excuse me.
I was just going to say, calm down there, Mr. Willisby. Well, I got to be honest, I find it quite interesting that they were able to find such treasure out there in the hills. If it's true they came from the Sturge Nest cairn, the hills out there, they've been picked over clean and nobody's gone out there in quite a while. I thought all the treasure had been found, but this might indicate that there might be more. Most of it's overgrown and untouched from what I know. From what I know about these parts.
Oh, yuck.
I don't know what happened there.
The moonshine kicked in.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You're getting drunker and your accent's changing.
Happens to me all the fucking time.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays, just kids out there damn each other to go touch a wall at the back of a cave. It's not like it used to be. People used to hunt for treasure every damn day. Every damn day out there, son.
You know, it's not such a far-fetched idea.
It's going to go back and forth.
And it's funny you mentioned kids talking about theirs. That's the bravery. Do you guys remember? Or has everyone been here at least 6 years?
Aye. Yes.
This is a metagame question.
Roughly.
Cosimo, would you have been here at least 6 years?
Maybe just about 6 years at
Okay.
the most. Definitely no more than that.
Willisby's a little more recent than that. Or would you have been here about 6 years?
Yeah, Willisby would not have been here.
Okay.
No.
No, I've been around for a while.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you remember maybe 6 years ago or so, little girl go missing from town?
You would remember that.
I do. Tragic story.
Yes, they never find body, but I have it on good authority that she was a test of bravery gone wrong. He's kind of leaning in a little more quiet talking to you guys. Kind of looks around the
Kay shakes his
room a
head.
little bit. About 6 years ago, I'm at the back of shop, yes, lifting thing from here, putting it down over there. It's a good job.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
And I hear these little kids, little age, may have already killed a dog, or knows how to thatch a roof or something. Thatch a roof or something. Children work. Put soccer ball together.
Where are you from again?
Here,
It doesn't matter.
here, my whole life.
All right. Keep it going. Keep it
Little
going.
kids they do small labor things in
So,
shape.
but, you're half orc, right? So is that the disconnect? Is like, okay.
Yes,
okay.
the half elf doesn't understand.
He saw these kids. They're talking about finding cairnstones in the hinterlands. A place. What was the word they use? Whispering cairn. They kind of stumble upon. They heard the whisper coming from the depths, and I guess one of the boys dared the little girl to go there and check it out, maybe spend night there or not. And I guess she did. I guess she wanted to test brave. Probably being a female in a capitalist male patriarchy such as this needed to show extra work is tragic. Is tragic. And he slams his mug down.
Yes, down with the patriarchy.
She got missing after this, and it really spooked the boys. And don't know if they're all still around. I know of one of them, but he doesn't talk much these days.
Should go find him.
It'd be hard to.
Kick his ass.
I don't know if he is capable still. Is the issue.
Yeah, probably know that.
Well, you might know little boy grow up around here about teenage year now. He work in mine. What is his name? What is his name? He's little Silent Steve. You know that young youth boy who go work in mine maybe a year or two ago.
Cosimo, that would be an employee under you guys, under Smank.
If I heard him talk, I might know him. But he don't talk.
Well, he fill
Yeah, I know that guy.
he filled the room with thunderous silence.
He's always giving me the fucking stink eye. I don't know what his problem is.
I think you give everybody stink eye, but can't talk to back up words, so shy like little puppy.
Yeah, maybe I had a booger in my nose. I'm not too sure. He's always looking at me.
Oh, you have small booger on left nose.
Excuse
Sorry,
me.
no, I didn't know the best time to tell you. It came up organically, which is weird,
Exactly.
but glad you brought it up.
You brought it up. We here to tell you then.
And I want you to look your best while we're out here. You got to pull, right?
Especially in front of these guys.
Yes.
These parent heroes.
Yeah.
Good luck getting your pee-pee wet tonight with these guys in town.
Yeah, I do all right. Women love the badger.
Yeah.
You want to pet my badger, then I let him pet something else. It's a whole thing.
This is what I keep hearing.
Sounds quite like a euphemism if you ask me.
That reminds me, Esmeralda wanted to tell you, Cosimo, next time you come, make sure that you bring the badger again. I thought it was a euphemism, but now I don't think it is.
Oh no.
Could be, a gentleman doesn't kiss and tell.
And that's why you are a gentleman, Cosimo. And that's why I like you.
Thank you. You're quite the fancy fellow yourself, Willisby.
Oh, I have to be. That's all one has, after all, is, who you are.
You talk funny, Mr. Willoughby. I like it.
I have a question.
What's your question, friend?
What is that thing you made us, that you gave us?
Oh,
We didn't really get
yes,
to talk
yes.
about the vials you gave us. I wanted to circle back to that before.
Oh, good call.
Just basic healing potions.
Oh, amazing.
I know
Okay.
it's dank and dark in that musty old mine, and I would just fret myself to death if I heard that something would happen to you down there. So, just a little pick me up. It, say, just drink it when you need to. I owe you all, after all.
Well, Mr. Willsby, thank you very much for the potion. It'll come in handy, I'm sure, especially if we are trying to go out, maybe check out one of these camps tonight.
Oh, my word, yes.
Tomorrow? We could go tonight.
Oh, are we going?
I mean, with the buzz on and everything, I feel pretty brave tonight.
Yes.
I don't think we need to go find Silent Steve. I've been out in the cans before, and you could probably navigate us right to the one you were talking about.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they made word for what was called Whispering Camp. That was... I don't know if that is what is normally called, or someone had maybe found it and put it on map or something in long time past. But it would not hurt to know the at least general direction and whatnot. And there are children on foot, so probably not too far away. Now that
Where exactly is this spot we're trying to go to?
I don't know yet.
It's about 1.7 kilometers right outside of town.
Is that where these guys cleaned out of?
I open up my book and flip it to the town map.
You all would know that the Cairn Hills are probably a few hours north of Diamond Lake.
Oh, shit.
But where exactly this
13.7 kilometers.
where exactly this specific cairn is, you don't know.
Wait, you telling me it's up in the Cairn Hills?
That's
Yes,
right.
yes, precisely.
There's an abandoned property up there. I was just reading about in some paperwork this morning. I was thinking, someone had enough money or was inclined, the property pretty much up for grabs at this time. Any connection there?
Oh, this is all coming together. This is all coming together. We go up there, we find the property, we stay in the property, and we tell others to fuck off because we got there first. And then we
Squatters'
leave there.
rights, mate. I read about
Precisely. Yes, yes.
Find the skeepers. It's 9/10 of the law. So what I've been told.
That's the law. It's called finders keepers.
Find the skeepers, my
I
friend.
believe is
it. Find this.
what it's called when you take it from my cold dead hand. Yes. But it could be a good place to mount a starting point to find these Whispering Cavern. And he finishes off another mead, pours him out another one. Yeah, I mean, totally, if we want to go tonight, I'm super down. It's like, I don't have to be up early in the morning
Super down.
or anything. You'd have to maybe go, I'd probably want to go home and pick up some things. Oh, this is some good stuff. But could be right as rain to go in minutes, hours at tops, days tops.
And if we left now, we would get a jump on all the other Asia treasure seekers that would be looking around after these ones, because they'd be waiting till day, and we would already be there. So ha 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 ha.
I agree. I think now, strike while they iron is hot.
Yep. Rognag would like to do a perception check around the room to see if there's any other tables full of guys like us kind of whispering, maybe with the same kind of intention.
Sure, go and roll perception. Oh, natural
shit.
20, look at that.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Oof. I like it. First roll of the game, and it's a 20. That's
Love it.
All right. No, it does not look like that at all. It looks like everybody is just completely fucking wasted. You guys are moments away from being the same, but it seems that this idea has sobered you guys up a little bit. Got a little ants in your pants now.
The adventurers that came in earlier, are they still over there?
Yeah, they're over there. They've probably been chilling there for the last 20, 30 minutes or so since they arrived.
My guy has the ability to read lips. Is there anything he can glean from their conversation kind of throughout the night? He kind of looks over,
Oh, I like it.
tries to understand anything about what they're doing over there, what they've seen, what they know.
Sure, yeah. I'm gonna do what's called a secret roll here in Pathfinder 2e. If you could just give me tell me what your perception bonus is.
Perception bone.
Oh, it's +7. I found it.
Okay, perfect. I will let you know what you're able to glean at the end of the night, if anything.
Gotcha.
I would like to try and, as we leave, I'd like to note their tracks, if possible, those 3, when we leave, and try and not necessarily follow their tracks, but see if they come in on a similar path. If that makes sense. Like if our paths overlap one another, their tracks coming into town and the bar, and our path leaving the bar out of town, if they overlap at all. So my survival is a +7. I don't know if you want to do a secret roll with that.
Yeah.
Just something else. I want to toss that out before I forget.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you all would know that there are about 3 roads that lead to Diamond Lake. The main trail from the west goes directly to New Stetsvin, and then there are 3 other roads that lead out of Diamond Lake. One to the north that goes to the Twilight Monastery. The other is the Company Road that travels northeast of Diamond Lake towards Cairn Hills, and then another road that travels along the banks of Diamond Lake and kind of just circles around there and heads to other smaller towns and to the east of the lake and into the mountains. Yeah, after Cairn Hills, you hit the forest. Is that where we're going right now? Are you guys heading to the Cairn Hills?
How drunk are we?
I think so.
I think Rognak said he needed to grab some shit from...
I come here from work. I am just in my work clothes. I have this work hatchet and this the old slicer here could help protect things, but I got much better things to help if we in the wilderness.
Well, why don't we all go home and get what we need and meet back here in 30 minutes or so?
I mean, it works for me.
Perfect.
Are we actually doing this? And he gets like a really big smile, and then it goes into a very quickly into like a despair. Like, are we really doing this?
Kay will slap him on the back and say, "Ha! Told you there's better things outside of these town than just picking up heavy things and putting them down somewhere else."
Don't knock it.
I know. It's a good job. I know.
Yeah, Ragnar, you never been out of town before?
No, I have. I help go get the supply from a big city nearby, but not really much more than this. I've never really seen the wilderness, mostly just main road, and occasional bandits has popped up, but we typically never been much issue. So,
don't worry, I've been out there plenty of times, and it just keeps getting more and more southern. Been out there plenty of times. You'll be all right, mate. Keep an eye on you.
I trust you all with me back. So, you said to do this tonight. I will go tonight. It's very dark outside of town. I know this much.
Well, I got a little secret for you, mate. I can cast a light. You'll be able to see. Wait, don't you see fine? Don't you have dark vision? You have light.
I did not take the trait to get dark vision.
Got it. Okay. Well, you'll be all right.
I can also cast the light spell.
Nah, he's not going to.
So, yeah.
Okay.
That's why I didn't take dark vision.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. You'll be all right, mate.
Oh, yeah.
And he winks at you.
Well, he's late already, so Tag can be asleep most likely already. So I got to go home and I got to be quiet because stuff can be quite heavy. And I'll pick it up and I'll lift it up and I'll go put it down in my backpack and lift that up and put it down on me. It's not even a job. Huh. Never quite thought of it.
Yeah, I need to get my traveling vest for Festus.
Yes. Let me change clothes, I have to wear clothes, and grab some supply and I've got something new that I've never shown you before. So God, I'm so excited to show you. All right, we're at 30 minutes. We meet.
Right back here. Right in the front.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
Willisby, do you have to go get anything?
Perhaps we don't want people seeing where we're going, and maybe we should meet somewhere a little more discreet, you know?
Yeah, I like the way this guy thinks, yes.
I don't like to be followed. It makes me nervous.
Well, where do you wish to meet? Outside the town?
Maybe whichever. I think we have enough info to know which road out of town we should meet toward, right?
Yeah,
I think
that'd be the company road.
Yeah, we'd
could probably just meet just outside of town.
Perfect.
Cool.
And I don't have anything to do, so I would go there. I would probably do that check the tracks thing right now, and then just go meet there. I don't know if Mr. Willisby has anything to go grab, but it seems like the other two do.
No, he doesn't, but he is going to try diplomacy really quickly on the group of adventurers and just attempt to figure out how, or like where they were. The name of the cairn that they pulled this out of, to see if it was Sturge Nest or if it was somewhere else.
Okay. Are you doing that after the group kind of goes their separate ways?
Yeah, I figured that way we don't just mob them.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a little
all right,
threatening.
So Cosimo and Kay are going to the north of town. Kay is kind of keeping an eye out for their tracks, while Rognag retrieves his gear, his armor that he's excited to show off. While they're doing that, we'll just stick to Mr. Willisby as he approaches this table with this trio of adventurers here.
All right.
Before you even get within earshot, the elven woman, her beautiful amber eyes, immediately shoot up to you as you approach. And she nudges the blonde-haired, the thick-muscled blonde-haired warrior, and they both kind of look up at you, and after seeing that, the robed man looks over at you as well. And the blonde-haired man says, "How can I help you, old man?" Smiling ear to ear, chiseled.
I hold up my book, and I say, "Well, I'm hoping you wouldn't mind helping our local historical society. We hear that you found this great treasure in one of the cairns, and it's a pet project of mine to map out all the cairns. I was wondering, could you tell me which cairn you excavated all this from?" And I guess I'll attempt a diplomacy, or no, or...
Yeah, go ahead. You can roll that. He'll squint at the book.
16.
Then the elven woman kind of smiles and and she'll just say, "He doesn't know what books are." But we read Sturge Nest, if you're so curious. And she begins to point where it would be on your map, and then the robed man kind of slaps her hand away and says, "Shh, shh. We don't know if there could be more artifacts there that we could find ourselves. Don't go around telling this local rabble where its location is." And then he kind of side-eyes you and he says, "Go away, old man."
I smile, and I sort of put my finger on where she pointed at as I closed the book on my finger, and say, Of course. No need to be frightened, no need to be angry. You enjoy your spoils." Then I giggle and walk out the door.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
And as soon as I'm out the door, I pull out my ink set and mark the general location of where she was pointing, and write Sturge Nest there.
Okay.
And rush to meet my compatriots.
So did I ever hear anything from my lip reading throughout the night?
Yes, that's right. That happened.
Let's see, you had a +7. You were able to read it seemed like the blonde-haired man was the most talkative, almost to the point of annoying the robed wizard, and the elven woman, she kind of just let whatever the man say kind of just roll off, and she just kind of kept to her drink, but would smirk occasionally as the blonde-haired man would talk.
Okay. Just kind of general vibe of the group, essentially.
Yeah, yep, just the general vibe. They seem to get along. You were able to glean that they did actually fight off a swarm of sturges, the primary cause of their wounds. It seemed that all three belonged to separate factions of some kind out of New Stetsville, but you couldn't make out exactly which factions.
Out of where?
New Stetsville, the capital of Brevoy, the kingdom in which we are.
What's a sturge, exactly?
A sturge is like a giant, monstrous mosquito.
Yeah, on steroids.
Oh, God.
We
nasty.
probably don't know in town. I don't know how common they are. I was going to bring that up a bit later in character. Be like,
They're not too common, but you definitely...
Yeah, would I know what it is?
Definitely heard stories about sturges before, and that you're pretty sure that cairn was aptly named by a local who may have run across it or by it, which is why it was probably left alone until now.
Got it.
But yeah, okay, so the 30 minutes go by, and during that time, Kay, you're able to find their tracks, and it looks like they head towards the Cairn Hills. We can use your result of that roll as you move forward and get closer to the actual location of the hills themselves.
Cool.
But as the three of you wait for Grognag, you see him approach, adorned in his armor. What? Give us a brief description of what that looks like.
of Rogdag in his armor?
Yeah, his the armor that he's been very excited about. And maybe as you were walking into your room to grab this stuff, you saw that penny dreadful or
a copper dreadful. Yeah, yeah.
A copper
he sees
dreadful,
that.
yeah.
He you know, he picks it up and he slides it into his bag. It's a nice memento. I'm going to put that on my character sheet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he puts that in, and then he opens up his armoire because there's not enough space in this thing for a closet. And he looks around, even though it's middle of the night. He knows no one's around, but it's his pride and joy. He pulls open the doors, and he sees this hanging red cloak. Pulls it to the side, and a shimmery kind of a blue steel look of her breastplate shimmers in the candle in his room. And then he gets busy putting it on. It takes a few minutes because it's a heavy piece of armor. But he gets it all strapped in and gets the cloak draped around him, and then he's like, oh, I can't wait to show the guys, yes. And then as he's heading towards, or then he grabs his maul that's just kind of leaning up next to his bed, as it's been there many times. Make sure he's got all his supplies. That he set up a small backpack underneath the armor, just in case. One of those like a hope chest, but like a hope bag.
Gotcha.
It's like, I've been dreaming of this my whole time. And then he pulls the that copper dreadful back out and puts it into that backpack. He's like, for luck, yes. You do great things. And then picks up his weapon, blows out the candles, goes to the door, looks back into the room one last time, and then closes the door and heads out to the street that we're all going to meet up at. But the whole time trying to hold the cloak around him as much as possible to kind of hide the armor a bit, because he wants to surprise him like a flasher.
Okay. All right, and you're able to successfully do that without waking up Taggin or his wife. They are sound asleep. So you join the rest of the guys at Company Road.
Hey guys, check it out. And he whips the cape back. Check out the armor. Took me many years to put this together.
Oh, this guy
It's-
looking fanciful as hell tonight.
Oh, indeed.
It's secondhand, but I spend a lot of time lifting the dirt up, picking it over, and putting it down in the wastebasket.
Okay, we'll knock it.
You look magnificent, friend.
Better than Mr. Banana Hammock back at the bar.
That's
Oh, amen to that.
Right?
quiet.
Right?
Quiet. Yeah,
And,
Kay knocks
Oh,
Kay
God.
knocks his knuckles on it and gives him
Yes.
a wink. Nicely
Yes,
done.
and if you notice, the lack of nipple, very hard to find armor breastplates with no nipple these days. This is classic.
You frickin' Batman Beyond ruined that.
Exactly. Shoemakers making all these fucking breastplates.
Exactly. And everyone's copying the shoemaker style. I don't care how influential a halfling he is. You still don't need to have nipples on armor.
He should have stuck to making shoes. His shoes were the best. I still wish I could have
This is what
a
I've
pair
heard.
of air shoemakers.
Herr Schumachers.
Alright, so you guys begin your trek down the company road towards the Cairn Hills. And I think that's where we're going to leave it, with our hopeful adventurers making their way towards this property in the midst of the Cairn Hills to begin their exploration and discovery of this Whispering Cairn in an attempt to get a jump on any other hopefuls after seeing that trio of adventurers come back with loot and artifacts after many years of what a lot of people thought had been completely plundered. It seems to be not the case. Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. This was another episode of Random Rolls. Check out our other stuff, Devils, Elves, and Dice. Leave a review on wherever you're listening. Share with your friends and family. Leave us some stars or a brief review or both. I'd appreciate it. And yeah, have a filthy holiday. Bye.
Thanks everyone.
Forget about it.
Yep, thank you
Appreciate
everyone.
ya.
This has been great.
You filthy animals.
Ta-ta for now.
And a happy new year. Oh, is it a problem that my mic was unplugged this whole time?